Hey, what's up you guys? Today's writing vlog is going to be starting the reread of Draft 4 in preparation for starting Draft 5 of my high fantasy project that I call Project DE. If you go on to enjoy this video, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a big thumbs up because that really supports my channel. And now without further ado, let's get into this writing vlog. All right, well it is way too early today. It is currently 7:15 in the morning on January 16th. Today I am starting Draft 4 of my book, but the reason that I'm up this early is I'm gonna go skiing first. So today is now January 17th. Yesterday after skiing, I was so exhausted that I pretty much just laid in bed for the rest of the day. I did go grab dinner with some of my friends, but after that, I literally just went to bed. So all in all, I did not start Draft 5 yesterday, but that means that I get to start Draft 5 today, which is January 17th. I am nervous for sure to start this draft, but I also know that the only way to start is to actually start and like sit down and get ready to do this thing. Okay, all right, let's do this. My scene has now been set for starting Draft 5. I did make an entire video about my attack plan for Draft 5 if you have not seen that already, but my first step in this Draft 5 process is to reread all of Draft 4 and everything that I've written up until this point so that I can take notes in this blue notebook that I have not touched since I took notes on Draft 1, and to basically go through and read the entire Draft 4, make notes in this notebook, and then go through and make those notes a reality into Draft 5. I am still nervous, and so I think I just need to start. And I do want to clarify and just say that my nerves are because of the scope of this project and how many changes will probably need to be done to the latter half of the draft. So here we go. Draft 4 reread notes for Draft 5. Let's go. Just finished rereading the first chapter and I took a couple of notes on it, and overall I think it's a pretty solid chapter. This is a part of the new beginning that I wrote with Draft 4, and I think it's a really strong beginning. And so I think most of the issues that this chapter has is at the sentence level, which is just fine, but I did make that note that I only need small changes in this one and nothing like overarching, nothing with like plot or character arcs. And so this reread of chapter 1 is a very solid start to Draft 5. I had a great start to Draft 5 yesterday morning, and now today is January 18th. I did some work this morning. I'm now about to go to the gym, and then after I'm done working out, I might hang out in their cafe for a little while and do some more work on Draft 5. I'm very ready to make some serious progress on this draft. Just got back from working out and going to the grocery store. I did not do any writing at the cafe after I was done working out because I had to do something for work that took me like half an hour, which kind of occupied the amount of time that I wanted to spend in the cafe writing. So I just decided to like push it off a little bit, which is not the best. But now I'm making the first part of dinner. It's like 4:45 and I'm hungry, so I'll eat now and then I'll eat at like 9. And while I'm eating, I'm hoping to wrap up what I need to do for work, and then I'm hoping to get into some writing. Well, it is now 10:45. I've been procrastinating. My eyes are super red. I'm very, very tired. They're very tired. We all get it. However, it is 10:45, so now I'm going to stop procrastinating and I'm going to start writing. Let's do this. Just got done with a very productive writing session. Today and yesterday, I did catch myself a couple of times going ahead and typing a couple things into my document, but I am trying to change things in chapters that I don't think are going to need a whole lot of work in draft 5, but I have come up with a couple ideas for specific paragraphs that I just add in parentheses that I will come back and attack after I'm done with my note-taking session of draft 4. I also found myself highlighting some things because one of the things that I wanted to work on in draft 5 was finding and eliminating passive voice and sentences that weren't actually saying anything and or things that were just redundant. And so I did let myself highlight some of the passages where I think I'm going to need to cut down on either passive voice or just redundancies in order to make it easier for myself when I go back through for draft 5 in what I need to eliminate. Or at the very least pare down. But I think that is going to be very helpful. I'm sure I'll notice more when I'm going through and changing some of these things, but the ones that are like blaringly obvious, I'm highlighting for myself now. This most recent chapter that I worked on is by far the one that needs the most help. I still think my beginning is very solid, but then this chapter that I was just working on, I came up with exactly how to fix it. And I am so excited because it seems like such a simple fix. It's like not, I will need to rewrite the chapter. It's not a very long chapter, but I will need to rewrite it. But it's going to make the story better. It's going to introduce things that happen later in the story. It's gonna like hint at things, aka foreshadowing. And it just makes so much sense. And I'm very excited about the epiphany. We love epiphanies here. I had a very productive rereading session tonight, but my eyes are tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow with some more rereading of draft 4. Before I go to bed, I do want to set a goal for tomorrow. Yesterday, I did 50 minutes. Today, I did an hour and 10 minutes, which does put me slightly past midnight. And I would like to break it up into at least 2 rereading sessions, hopefully one earlier on in the day, and then I can do one later in the day as long as I get at least part of it done earlier on, because procrastinating it until 11 p.m. is not something that I want to do again. Because one of the first things that I did write down on my 6 pages of notes, these lovely things that I have hanging on my wall, was to write consistently and work on building my daily writing routine again. And that starts with attempting and putting the intentionality into sitting down and actually working on my stories, because this is something that I want to do with my life so that it's a habit and a very consistent habit. And that's one of my goals for 2022 is to make it a daily consistent habit and to write more days than I don't. But in writing more days than I don't, I would really like to try to write every single day or try to work on this in some capacity every single day. And back like a while ago, like maybe almost 2 years ago, I did make a video called Building My Writing Routine, where I kind of figured out that at that point in my life, I had somewhere between 2 and 3 hours of creative energy within a day, and I don't know where I sit now. That would be an interesting experiment to do again, but I want to work towards stretching that muscle. But I think that at least 1 hour a day, if not like 2 to 3 hours a day, is like the goal. I think that would be so cool, especially while I'm not a full-time author, but working very hard to try and become something along the lines of a full-time creative. So that's my goal for tomorrow. And now I need to go to bed. I started my morning on January 19th right away with 40 minutes of rereading, and now I need to take a break to do some work stuff and to do some other things, but I already feel like I've been so productive today, and I'm still coming up with good ideas with the things that I've been rereading and like the little tweaks that need to happen for these parts earlier on in the book, and I'm getting really excited about going back to it like later today, and I want to, but I know that I have other responsibilities that I have to take care of first. Man, other responsibilities. It is now 10:30 on January 19th, meaning that I worked on rereading a little bit earlier. I did some work, I had an appointment, I went out to dinner with some of my friends, and now I'm back, and now it's late, and I'm tired, and I think I have to get up really early for work tomorrow, which is not my favorite thing ever, primarily because that means I need to go to bed soon, even though I've only worked on DE for about 40 minutes, and so I'm not going to be too hard on myself tonight because I do have a full-time job, and so I'm not going to push getting getting to 2 hours like I had wanted to. I would still like to, but I also know that the odds of me working on this tomorrow are higher if I don't push myself too hard tonight and make myself stay up too late because of that. So I'm gonna do a little bit more rereading tonight, but what I mean by that is probably just gonna be another chapter or so. I'm gonna try and hit an hour, so at least another 20 minutes, and then I can start getting ready for bed, and I think that that will have been a still very successful day. That's another chapter down. I'm quickly making progress on draft 5, or at least rereading draft 4 and taking notes just so that then I can start draft 5. It's such a mouthful. I need to come up with a better way to put that. But I would say that things are going very well. I'm off to a great start. I have had some really good ideas and have also been reassured that most of the chapters that I've read so far don't need too much work and mostly just need little things tweaked to basically smooth them out to make them easier to read. But the chapters that do need adjustments, I have so far had really good ideas for. I've also written down a couple characters and a couple places that still need names because I haven't named them yet, that I will need to name in draft 5 because I'm running out of drafts that I would have time to name things during. So I definitely need to get some of those figured out. Overall, though, I felt very productive today, even though I didn't hit my 2 to 3 hour goal. And I felt very productive over the last couple of days in starting this on top of my other responsibilities. And I'm excited to make draft 5 a priority again and really emphasizing the writing in my life and the intention of writing and being creative. And so with that, I think that brings us to the end of this video. So that was starting the reread of draft 4 in preparation to starting draft 5. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!